Courts will, as usual, be busy this week, but let's quickly do a recap of some of the stories we're tracking.
The House of Representatives last week Monday failed to show up in court as ordered by Justice Ahmed Mohammed of a federal high court in Abuja. On April the 29th, the court had ordered the House to appear before it to explain where it got its information that the court had stopped the investigation of the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke, for allegedly expending about 10 billion naira in hiring private jets.
Standing in the name of
The court was, however, told that the House of Representatives had employed the services of a new lawyer who wanted more time to file the necessary response. Justice Mohammed has given the Houses till May the 26th to appear before it in obedience to the order to explain where it got the restraining order stopping the Minister of Petroleum Resources investigation. In Lagos, the High Court continued hearing last week into the murder of the late Cynthia Osukogu. At the hearing, the Attorney General of Lagos, Mr. Adekwaye, who is prosecuting the suspected murderers, showed the court some of her pictures from a laptop. One of the pictures presented showed the late Cynthia sellotaped on the mouth with her international passport placed on her chest, and another was a close-up shot of her private part. 4 men are standing trial for conspiracy and the murder of the late Cynthia, a 25-year-old postgraduate student from the Nasarawa State University. The trial judge, Justice Olabisi Akinlade, has however adjourned till June the 27th and the 30th for continuation of trial, after the prosecution said that it will need more time to operate the first defendant's phone to retrieve more evidence. The Lagos High Court also continued hearing into the case of a former Lagos socialite and alleged fraudster, Fred Ajudua, who is charged with defrauding a former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ishaya Bami, of about $8.3 million. Presiding Justice Oluwatoyin Ikpaye fixed May the 13th to decide whether to grant him bail after listening to arguments from Mr. Seidu Ate, the counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and Mr. Ajudua's counsel, Mr. Olalekan Ojo. The EFCC, in a 14-count charge, had alleged that Mr. Ajudua and some other persons defrauded General Bami of the said sum between November 2004 and June 2005 while in prison. Mr. Ajudua has pleaded not guilty to the charges. In his bail application before the court, his lawyer, Mr. Ojo, urged Justice Ikpaye to grant the bail on liberal terms, especially because his client suffers from a life-threatening ailment as his only surviving kidney is about to collapse. In another fraud-related case, Justice Adeni Onibanjo of the Lagos High Court last week Tuesday closed the case of the EFCC after the Commission submitted that it needed an adjournment to enable it arrest an alleged fuel subsidy fraudster, Mr. Sheon Ugubambo, who had absconded and abandoned his trial. The EFCC is prosecuting Ugubambo alongside Maman Ali, Christian Taylor and their company, Nasser Oil Services Limited, over an alleged 4.4 billion naira fuel subsidy fraud. Maman is the son of a former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Ahmadu Ali. The case against him and the others commenced since July 2012, but the trial of the defendants had been stalled for over 6 months following the continued absence of Mr. Ugubambo from court. Justice Onigbanjo refused the application by the EFCC to adjourn the matter to enable the Commission find and arrest Ugubambo. The judge then held that he had a duty to conduct his activities in a timely manner, especially as there were other defendants in the matter. He therefore closed the case of the prosecution and then adjourned to July the 14th for the second defendant, Maman Ali, to open his defense. And then we round off on the foreign scene, where a ballistics expert at the murder trial of South African athlete Oscar Pistorius last week questioned the state's version of how he shot his girlfriend. Defense witness Tom Volmeron says the wounds on her body shows that Reva Steenkamp may have been standing when first shot. This is contrary to the prosecution's claim that Pistorius shot her dead after a row which left her cowering in the toilet. The double amputee Paralympian denies intentionally shooting Steenkamp on Valentine's Day last year. He says he accidentally shot her through the toilet door in a state of panic, mistaking the 29-year-old model and law graduate for an intruder. The defense witness, Vormerans, a former police officer, says all 4 shots hit Steenkamp. The state had claimed that one missed and bounced off a wall and injured her back, and that the final bullet hit her hand and head as she was sitting in a defensive position.
And with that, we round up this week's episode of the program. If you visit our YouTube page, you'll find these and other past episodes of the program. Watch it, like it, share it, and do let's keep the conversation going via Facebook, email, or Twitter. I am Shola Sheeli. Thank you for watching.